The Camas Education Association, CEA, and the Camas School District, CSD, have achieved a settlement in time to prevent a work stoppage strike, just in time for Labor Day. CEA and CSD achieved a tentative 2-year agreement that brings total individual educator compensation in year one ranging at entry from $50,727 to a maximum of $97,529 for educators with 16 or more years of experience, as well as a master's degree plus 90 college credits. The salary range in 2019-20 is from $52,868 to $100,110 with 15 or more years of experience and a master's plus 90 college credits. The CEA will be meeting for a private association meeting to review and ratify the full tentative agreement on Monday, Labor Day, September 3rd at 5 p.m. We are excited to achieve this agreement with our district and look forward to greeting the students of the Camas School District on the first day of school, Tuesday, September 4th. It took many hours. It took perseverance, teamwork, clarifying, asking questions, being creative, thinking outside the box, and really all the things that we ask our students to do when solving complex problems. And this was a hard nut to crack for, I think, both sides, but with determination, it all came together today.
Was everything done in a respectful way during the process?
I think that it was more respectful and civil than what maybe we've seen in neighboring districts. Didn't mean that there weren't times that were tense or that we weren't seeing eye to eye, but through the mediator we were able to kind of help. I think he was able to help us see different perspectives and try to work around those.
Are there any other parameters that you can tell us before your meeting tomorrow?
Parameters? What do you mean by that?
Details of the agreement.
The agreement's 2 years. After 2 years, we bargain again. It'll be a full open contract, and we look forward to seeing what the legislation that might be written before then that could help do some of the fixes that maybe limited us.
Are you going to take this new energy now to local legislators and ask them to go back and deal with McCleary, maybe even repeal McCleary and come up with something different?
It's been a stated goal of mine for over a year now for Dr. Snell and I to go and lobby in Olympia together. I'm not sure exactly what that'd look like, but making sure that districts aren't harmed by the McCleary legislation, but we don't want to move backwards from the great movement that we made today.
Do you think we should have a special session of the legislature to address this major issue?
I don't know. If they meet in January, I think we're fine till then, but I would need more information before having an opinion on that. Okay. So I think with the district having less capacity to collect a levy than they have in the past, it's just a matter of looking at priorities for how we operate the school district.
Should the energies of parents and teachers and taxpayers be to go and deal with that levy issue first with the McCleary issue?
I think the energy, it's always good to direct energy at Olympia and the people that are making the laws that direct us in our community, in our classrooms. That's where paying attention to who you vote for in the midterm elections this November could be very critical. Making sure that we have not just educator-friendly politicians, but also education-friendly, so that they're looking at the whole picture of education in Washington State. So CEA thinks the most important thing to look at when looking at the budget is looking at the new revenue that's coming in from Olympia. So we know that there's been some limitations on levy, but we also know that there's more money coming from the state that not just makes up for that levy, but even goes a little bit above it. And so it's looking at a bigger pie than a smaller pie, and then how can we increase the slices of pie to be, proportional to the overall.
Now, how do you address the property tax decrease, the 400 million over
Don't
2
know.
years?
Sorry. So how do I see?
Because that was a squeeze that the districts are worried about because it increases this year.
So from our understanding is that there's like a 6-month overlap where the school is still collecting a levy, but the state's also collecting levies. But then it should balance out after that 6 months.
So Shelley, what is the Camas way?
I've been here for 17 years, and the Camas Way has been a tradition of solving problems in proactive and positive ways through everything we do, the way that we teach, the way that labor administration interacts with each other. And I remember I'm probably back in May when we first started, and we knew that every district in Washington State would be negotiating. And I said, being a Camas Way, we could be the first. We could show everybody how it's done. Weren't quite the first in Washington State, but we are the first in the county. And we feel for our brothers and sisters on the lines there. We're hoping that they get good deals. But the Camas Way has allowed our teams to work together. Mediation actually helped. I don't think that goes against the Camas Way. It just helped to have kind of a new set of eyes on our process and to help us through that. So I think that ended up being a good thing. But the Camas Way, we're first. It's Milltown pride. It's knock your socks off. All those things that we say, it's actually true in Camas. Okay, so it was really important to CEA that we had a salary schedule that would not only attract and recruit new teachers, so we needed a beginning salary that was competitive in this region, so trying to get that to the 50,000 mark. But we also want to honor our many teachers who not only have a master's, but have done an additional 900 hours of continuing education, which is equivalent of a second master's. So you have a professional who has the equivalent of 2 master's degree, over 16 years of experience. They are doing professional work, and we wanted them to feel honored and valued and that their district has invested in them. So we worked really hard to make sure that they got a significant bump, and we think that they should be really happy that in the second year of this bargain that we actually were able to get them to 6 figures. Okay, so I just want to say a few words about Dr. Snell. Our superintendent, he charged his bargaining team to sit down at the negotiation table with us. So we didn't really actually see him through this process. But it was actually really nice to sit down with him at the table today as we got closer to the final thing. I know it weighs heavily on him, this whole process. It weighed heavily on us. I haven't slept very well this past week. And I think that he has been a good leader in this district, that he is trying to balance everything the best that he can. And he had, good people on his side. I think we had good people on our side. And he allowed us to work through, all the issues together, and gave us the time that we needed to do that.